السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. أما بعد. All praises be to Allah. We praise Him. We ask for His help. We ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given guidance by Allah, then nobody can be a misguider for him. And whoever been misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guider for him. I bear witness, there is no God worthy to worship except Allah. Only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad is His servant as messenger. O Allah, give good prayers upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, and you gave good prayers upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, as you bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily, you are most worthy of praises and most noble. Today, inshallah, we'll continue our topic about 50 rules of 50 Quranic rules on soul and life. That concerning that we, Alhamdulillah, already finished our first rule. That is about saying the best or the good to others. That is one of the best rules to be applied in our life, so that we can ease down or make any friction between us and others become better or doesn't become worse. So the word is actually you use towards others. Essentially, you have to choose the best word, not just any word that you can give, you can say. Okay, today, inshallah, we go into page 17. Al-Qā'idah to second rules of the Quranic rules. The saying of Allah, وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ وَعَسَىٰ أَن تُحِبُّوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌ لَكُمْ. Maybe you like something, but you dislike something. Maybe you dislike something, but it is good for you. And maybe you like something or you love something, but it is bad for you. He said here, هذه قاعدة عظيمة. These rules, these great rules, لها أثر بالغ في حياة الذين وعوها. It has great or good effect in the life of those who realize it. وَاهْتَدَوْا بِهُدَاهَا, and get guidance with its guide. قَاعِدَةٌ لَهَا صِلَةٌ بِأَحَدِ أُصُولِ الْإِيمَانِ الْعَظِيمَةِ. It is a rule that have relationship with one of the greatest pillars of Iman. أَلَا وَهُوَ الْإِيمَانُ بِالْقَضَاءِ وَالْقَدَرِ. That is, it is the belief with the qada and qadar. Qada is whatever Allah Ta'ala predestined for us, and qadar, whatever Allah Ta'ala have rule for us to have it. This actually the things about qada and qadar, things that actually really will affect our life greatly and will make us calm and become patient to whatever Allah Ta'ala have predestined for us. وَتِلْكُمُ الْقَاعِدَةُ هِيَ قَوْلُهُ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى. And that rule is the saying of Allah Ta'ala في سورة البقرة, in Surah Al-Baqarah, في سياق الكلام عن فرض الجهاد, in the meantime when Allah Ta'ala, while Allah Ta'ala was talking about the obligation of jihad. Jihad means in this ayah, in this topic, or that ayah 216 of Surah Al-Baqarah is concerning war, obligation of war. It is a thing that sometimes in our time right now is so sensitive to be said. It is because some of our Muslim brothers either neglecting the meaning by saying that the war should not be happen, should not happen at first. You should always resolve to the peaceful matter and don't ever take up your weapon and go to war. That is the first group. The second group is actually those who are actually want to go to war. Anything that they want to do, they will do it. Okay, the first group is wrong because Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has given this obligation, this deeds. One of the greatest deeds in Islam, that is going to war in the way of Allah, not the way of ourselves, not because of vengeance. It is being done by the most noble person, the most peaceful person in this world, that is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you cannot ever say that it is not compliance with our time, because Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, Allah the Almighty, He always all-knowing and all-wise about whatever He want to command us to do. So you cannot say that the war it should not be happen, because it is in the time when oppression become to the Muslim brothers. We have to help them either with support of you say by peaceful talking to the people that oppress them, or secondly we have to take matters to do that. So that's the first thing. You cannot say it's not there. Secondly, there is actually the people that actually always want to go to war, to the sake of jihad in the way of Allah, but they actually they forgotten one of the basic rule of going into the jihad. That is, you have to have the government to command you to do that. You cannot just go out to jihad by yourself or by groups or certain people without a government going there. That's why the two extreme, the neglectants or extremists, actually wrong in Islam. So because the ayah about that jihad is still in the Quran, and you cannot deny it, but you cannot always also use it just to make yourself what you like yourself like to do that. It must have rules. They have rules and system for you to go to jihad. So this ayah where we took our rule about life and soul, our soul and life, is actually talking about the jihad. When Allah Ta'ala said in the beginning of ayah, A'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim, Kutiba alaikumul qitalu wa huwa kurhul lakum. Being obligated upon you the jihad, but it is actually disliked by you. You don't like it. And then the continuation is actually come after that. Wa asa an takrahu shay'a, and maybe you dislike something, wa huwa khair lakum, but it is actually good for you. Wa asa an tuhibbu shay'a wa huwa sharrun lakum, but also maybe that you like something but it is actually bad for you. Wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamun. Allah knows and you don't know. You don't know. Allah knows, you don't know. That's why when Allah Ta'ala told you to do something, you just do it. That is the meaning of that, the whole ayah. وهذا الخير مجمل المجمل فسره قوله تعالى في سورة النساء. This goodness means that good for you. What is the goodness that Allah Ta'ala may predestine upon you? Something that you don't like, but Allah Ta'ala said maybe you dislike it, but it is good for you. What is the goodness? What is the meaning of good? This word in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 216, is being explained. The word goodness in Surah An-Nisa, verse number 19. Fi siyaqil hadithi an mufaraqatin nisa. While explanation or while discussion about divorcing women. Divorce a woman, then Allah Ta'ala also advised you that, because if you make the wife, even though you don't like her, still be your wife, there is goodness that you have to think about it. So Allah Ta'ala said in that ayah number 19, verse Surah in An-Nisa, verse number 19, Allah Ta'ala said, فَإِنْ كَرِهْتُمُوهُنَّ, and if you dislike them, dislike the wife, فَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا, but maybe you dislike something, وَيَجْعَلُ اللَّهُ فِي خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا, but Allah Ta'ala make in the thing that you dislike, you don't like, خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا, abundant goodness. Means that the goodness that will be given to you is actually an abundant goodness. So you don't know, Allah Ta'ala know. So sometimes you don't like it, but Allah Ta'ala want it to happen to you. So the abundant goodness is what meant by that ayah. فَقَوْلُهُ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. So the saying of Allah in verse number 19, Surah An-Nisa, خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا مُفَسِّرٌ وَمُوَدِّهٌ لِلْخَيْرِ الَّذِي ذُكِرَ في آية البقرة. It's actually explaining and also clearing up for the word khair in that they mentioned in ayat al-Baqarah, in the ayah of Al-Baqarah 2:16. وهي الآية الأولى التي استفتحنا بها الحديث. It is the first ayat that we open with is our discussion. So what the meaning of this ayah? What is the meaning of this rule? وَمَعْنَى الْقَاعِدَةُ بِاخْتِصَارٍ, and the meaning of this rule, actually briefly, أَنَّ الْإِنسَانِ, that a human being, الإنسان, human being, قَدْ يَقَعُ لَهُ شَيْءٌ مِنَ الْأَقْدَارِ الْمُؤْلِمَةِ, may happen to him or to her something from the hurtful destiny, when being predestined for him something that is actually hurtful. Allati takrauha nafsuhu, that his soul, his feeling dislike it, doesn't like the thing to happen. Farubbama jaza'a, maybe he will be sad, greatly sad. Aw asabahul hazan, or become to him any sadness. Or farubbama jaza'a, he may become mad, or become angry with the whatever being predestined for him that happened. Or maybe he will be tested with sadness. وَظَنَّ أَنَّ ذَلِكَ الْمَقْدُورُ هُوَ الضَّرْبَةُ الْقَاضِيَةُ عَلَى آمَالِهِ وَحَيَاتِهِ. And he will feel that the predestined, the thing that happened to him, is actually a final hit upon his dream or his life, whatever he wanting, he dream of in his life, his passion, or also his life being already been struck by that qadar, by that predestined things that Allah Ta'ala predestined for him. فَإِذَا بِذَلِكَ الْمَقْدُورُ يُصْبِحُ خَيْرًا عَلَى الْإِنسَانِ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَدْرِي. And suddenly, that things that been predestined upon him become goodness upon that human, min haythu la yadri, from the way that he doesn't really thinks. He doesn't think like that. He doesn't know. from the way that he doesn't know, actually the badness become goodness. And this Qā'idah or this rule, wal aksu sahih, and the opposite also can be right, because the ayah pretending two sides. The first side is actually you dislike something but it's good for you, or you like something, it is bad for you. So the second part is it is bad for you if something you like, maybe the thing that you like is actually bad for you. Wal aksu sahih, and the opposite is also true. Kam min insanin sa'a fi shay'in zahiruhu khairun. Many of human go towards or struggling in something, that is the thing from the side, the clear side of it is actually goodness. Means that what we perceive from it, you look at it, you see the goodness. Wastamata fi sabil husul alayhi, and he been dying in the road or the way to obtain it, to obtain the thing that he want, that he think that is actually good for him. Fabadal al-ghali wan nafis min ajli wusul ilayhi. So he give away all the precious, all the expensive and the precious to for him to get the things. Fa'idha bil amri ya'ti ala aksi ma yurid, and suddenly the thing that he got after that, after all the struggle, suddenly the thing is actually is opposite of what he want. He said, oh, if I know it is like this, I don't go all out for it, or it is bad for me, not good for me. So something actually the ending of that, after he got it, he will say something like that. It's actually also true. You don't like something, it is good for you. You like something, but it's not good for you. Innaka idza ta'ammalta al-ayatayn al-karimatayn al-ula wa thaniyata, and if you carefully look into the two ayah, the ayah in Al-Baqarah 216 and also the ayah of An-Nisa verse number 19, two ayah, wajadta anna al-ayat al-ula, you will find out that the first ayah, the Surah Al-Baqarah, alladhi tahaddathat an fard al-jihad, it is talking about the obligation of jihad. Tatahaddathu an alami badanin jismiyin qad yalhaqul mujahidina fi sabilillah. It's actually talking about physical body hurtful or sickness. Means that whatever will happen to you in the war, it will affect you on your body, on your physical. But that is actually may come to the mujahideen, those who go into jihad in the way of Allah. So because you don't like it, because in going to jihad you will be tired, exhausting, and you can, if you go into fight with the enemy, you can be hurt by the enemy. They may be cut, bruises. Everything will happen there. That is a type of hurtful, means bodily hurtful on your body, effect on your body because you going into the war. Kama huwa al-ghalib, as actually like actually normal thing to happen. Wa idza ta'ammalta al-ayata thaniyata, but if you look into the second ayah, wa hiya ayatul mufaraqatin nisa, it is actually an ayah about divorcing women. Wajadtaha tatahaddathu an alamin nafsi. You will find that the ayah actually talking about the soul hurt. Means that the inner hurt, your soul, your feeling, the hurt of feeling. Yalhaqu ahadu zawjain, that may come to either party of the husband and wife, bisabi firaqihi li zawjiha, because of the separation between him and his wife. So it is actually two sides. وَإِذَا تَأَمَّلْتَ فِي آيَةِ الْجِهَادِ, if you look into the ayah of jihad 216 of Al-Baqarah, وَجَدْتَهَا تَتَحَدَّثُ عَنْ عِبَادَةٍ مِنَ الْعِبَادَةِ. You will see that it is actually talking about a deed, a pious deeds from most of all. Because you can insert the jihad into the salah, zakah, hajj, fasting, and everything. So it is actually in that side. So it's talking about ibadat, obligation towards Allah. وَإِذَا تَأَمَّلْتَ الْآيَةَ النِّسَاءِ, and if you look into the ayah of An-Nisa, وَجَدْتَهَا تَتَحَدَّثُ عَنْ عَلَاقَةِ الدُّنْيَوِيَّةِ, you will see that it is actually talking about worldly relationship, the relationship between you and others in this world. Even though you can say that the ending for you is whatever after the life, but you have to take care about this relationship, you and your wife. It's actually worldly. You said as worldly relationship, but still it has its value in the sense of Allah. إذن فنحن أمام قاعدة تناولت أحوالا شتى. So we actually in front of a rule that actually touching many circumstances. Diniyah wa dunyawiyah is actually religious and also worldly world, about life. Badaniyah wa nafsiyah, about your body and your soul. Wahya ahwalun la yakaduna yanfaku anha ahadun fi hadhihi al-hayati allati fi hayati allati, it is actually condition or circumstances that almost will not separate from it anybody in this life. Allati jubilta ala qadarin wa anta turiduha safwan min al-aqda'i wal aqdari. You actually, that the life that you living in, that Allah Ta'ala have made it as a natural. It means that Allah Ta'ala take you into something is murky, but you want it to be clear from any aqdar, any badness, any actually dirty, any dirt and everything. You want something to be pure, but Allah Ta'ala will not give you like that. Your life is not like that, because Allah Ta'ala will give you trial in your life that actually can make you feel that your life is actually not really that clear. But if you understand about our rule today, that you don't like something, but Allah Ta'ala make it better, good for you in that, you will be a person that will live this life and seeing everything as a clear or a goodness, not a badness. إذا تبين هذا, and Allah Ta'ala say in the Quran, in Surah Al-Balad, verse number 4, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ, and verily we have created the human fi kabad, in burden upon burden. Means that you want to come into this world, your mother have to carry you for 9 months, and when you want to get out of your mother womb, and that's hurtful to her and struggling for you. And when you have already came into this life in this world, you actually will have to from that state of not moving, just laying down on your back, to you roll, and after that you start to crawl, and then after that you have to you will stand to in 4 legs, your arm and your knee, and after that you start to stand. And on that base, everything is struggle. So human being, their life is really in struggle. But in that struggle, there's something that you have to understand. إِذَا تَبَيَّنَ هَذَا, if actually this is what this Qā'idah of this rule is already clear, فَعْلَمْ أَنَّ إِعْمَالَ هَذِهِ الْقَاعِدَةِ الْقُرْآنِيَّةِ فِي الْحَيَاةِ مِنْ أَعْظَمِ مَا يَمْلَأُ الْقَلْبَ طَمَأْنِينَةً وَرَاحَةً. If already been clear the meaning of this Qā'idah, know this, that the practical or the implementation of this Qā'idah, Quranic Qā'idah, in life is actually from among the greatest thing that will fill the heart with calmness and also feel relaxed. Calmness and relaxedness. You will relax, you will calm. And also, وَمِنْ أَهَمِ أَسْبَابِ دَفْعِ الْقَلَقِ الَّذِي أَصَفَتْ بِحَيَاةِ كَثِيرٍ مِنَ النَّاسِ. It is also from the most important, among important things that will keep away uneasiness of unrelaxing feeling that may come into the life of many among human. Beside mawqifim al mawaqif, that also can happen because a situation from among situation. Aw bisabin min qadar min aqdar mu'limah, or because of a predestined things that Allah Ta'ala predestined from among hurtful predestined that Allah Ta'ala have destined for you. Jara alayhi, that will happen upon him yawmil ayyam, someday, maybe a day happen that thing not ever happen to him. So suddenly happen, then the thing become so hurtful. It's something like it can be seen if a person in his life doesn't ever met with the death of his family members. He see his family members always in front of him, but suddenly one day Allah Ta'ala make one of his relative or close relative of him die. And that's first strike, then actually they will start to feel uneasiness and not satisfied with what happened. So the thing can happen like that. But after the second or the third or the fourth death in the family, normally the person can already become calm. Even though if he calm at the first thing that happened, that is actually the best. The best thing, that meaning that he know that this is what Allah Ta'ala have choose for him. And he know that Allah Ta'ala most loving and Allah Ta'ala most wise. And nothing that Allah Ta'ala do to him just to harm him. But may happen Allah Ta'ala want the harm to be goodness for him. وَلَوْ قَلَّبْنَا قَصَصُ الْقُرْآنِ وَالْصَفَحَاتِ التَّارِيخِ أَوْ نَظَرْنَا فِي الْوَاقِعِ لَوَجَدْنَا مِنْ ذَلِكَ عِبَرًا وَشَوَاهِدَ كَثِيرَةً. He said that if we turn over, look into the story of Al-Quran, because Quran, part of it is actually stories about whoever before us, among the prophet, among the good people, among the bad people. This is there inside the Quran. And also we turn over the pages of history, or we look into the reality around us. We will find that from it there is a good education, or you say what Allah Ta'ala want to ibar. Ibar means what we learn from the story. Right? And also we can also see many proofs about this. وَلَعَلَّ نَذْوَكِّرُ بِبَعْدِ مِنْهَا. And we may here want to look into some of it. عَسَى أَنْ يَكُنَ ذَلِكَ سَلْوَةً لِكُلِّ مَحْزُونٍ. Maybe that, so that it will become some from among it, something that will be something that can ease down to whoever feeling sad, and ibratan likulli mahmumin, and also become a lesson to all whoever in worry. First story, qissatu ilqa'i ummi Musa li waladiha fil bahri. The story of the mother of Moses throw her son into the sea, or into the water. فأنت إذا تأملت وجدت أنه لا أكره ولا ولأم موسى من وقوع ابنها في يد آل فرعون. If you look into the story, you will see that there's nothing more being disliked for the mother of Moses than her son fell into the hand of the follower of Pharaoh. The follower of Pharaoh was Fir'aun. The mother is actually the biggest thing that she doesn't like is that. Wa ma'adhalika, that's why she throw her son into the water. Better than being punished or being did something to him by the soldiers. She rather her son to be in the water. Wa ma'adhalika dhaharat awaqibuhul hamidatu. But even though like that, and Allah Ta'ala make Moses being sent into the castle of the Pharaoh and being taken care by the family of the Pharaoh. The ending is actually so praiseworthy. Wa atharuhu tayyibatu fi mustaqbalil ayyam, and it has its effect, good effect in future days. Wa hadha ma ta'abbar anhu khatimatu hadhihi al-Qā'idah. Actually, this is what being described about it by the ending of this Qā'idah, the verse 216 of Al-Baqarah. Wallahu ya'lamu wa antum la ta'lamun. Allah know and you doesn't know. Because in the end, the sending of Musa to be taken care in the castle of Pharaoh become goodness, because we can see that Moses when he came back from receiving the revelation from Allah, he came to the castle of Pharaoh, and he can talk to the Pharaoh without being hurt by the Pharaoh. Even though we know that the tyranny of the Pharaoh is so great, he can command to be a newborn child to be killed by just saying like that, and all his soldiers will do that. But when Moses came to him and talked to him and conveyed the message to him, he didn't touch Moses. Why? Because the relationship of the early days, when Moses was in his castle, he took Moses as a son, or the son of Pharaoh. So that's why the goodness can be seen after that, the first thing that you didn't want. Secondly, look into wa ta'ammal fi qissati Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam, and look into the story of Joseph upon him salat and salam. Tajidu anna hadhihi al-ayati muntabiqatun tamaman tibaqi ala ma jara lahu wa li abihi Ya'qub alayhi salatu wassalam. It's actually his story, the rulings or this role that you don't like something but is good for you is really agreeable completely upon what happened to him, because Yusuf alayhi salatu wassalam, happened to him the trial about being tried to be killed by his brothers, so being thrown into a well, then after that being taken and being sold as a good. He's a human being, but you sell to people, and after that he being asked to do bad thing by the wife of the minister and by the woman of the cities, and after that he being jailed, he being prison for few years, for very long years. So we see that all that thing, the trial upon him, in the end, making him to become the minister of that country and be lovable by the king, even though they are not the same religion with the king. He is not the same religion with them, but they actually believe in him and making him the most trustworthy person in that country. Also, what happened to his father until they are being united in the end of the story. So it is actually really something that you don't like it, but Allah Ta'ala know what is best. Thirdly, وَتَأَمَّلْ فِي كِسْوَةِ غُلَامٍ الَّذِي قَتَلَهُ الْخِدِرُ بِأَمْرِ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى, and look into the story of the boy that being killed by Khidir by the command of Allah. فَإِنَّهُ أَنْلَلَ قَتْلُهُ بِقَوْلِهِ, because Allah Ta'ala, because he make a reason, give a reason to Moses why he killed that boy by saying, Surah Al-Kahfi verse number 80, 81, wa ammal ghulamu, and the boy, fakana abawahu mu'minaini, but his his parent is actually two of believers. Fakhashina ayyurikahuma tughyanan wa kufra. So we afraid that he will take them down with oppression, and also him become kufr, become disbelievers. فَأَرَدْنَا أَنْ يُبْدِلَهُمَا رَبُّهُمَا خَيْرًا مِنْهُ زَكَاةً وَأَقْرَبَ رَحْمًا. So we want we want that their Lord, Allah, will exchange them what is better from him, from the son that we killed, from the side of pureness, and also better in his love or mercy toward them. So that's the reason, because you don't know what happened. وَلْنَكِفْ هُنَا قَلِيلًا وَنَتَسَاءَلْ. We may stop here and we think a little about it. كَمْ مِنْ إِنسَانٍ لَمْ يُقَدِّرِ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى أَنْ يُرْزُقَهُ بِالْوَلَدِ. Many of human beings that Allah Ta'ala predestined that He will not bestow him with children, with a child. فَضَاقَ لِذَلِكَ صَدْرُهُ. So his chest or his heart become narrow, become sick by that. وَهَذَا شَيْءٌ طَبِيعي. The feeling is actually something that is natural. لكن الذي ينبغي أن يستمر ولكن لا ينبغي أن يستمر. But he should not continuously being sad. That is وهو الحزن الدائم. That is actually الحزن الدائم, continuously to be sad. وَالشُّعُورِ بِالْحِرْمَانِ, and to feel that you are being forbidden by Allah. يَقْضِي عَلَى بَقِيَةِ مَعَاشَائِرِهِ فِي الْحَيَاةِ. To make that feeling become things that will stop him in all his matter in his life. Means to build a house, to have a good relationship with others, with the neighbors, to be a good citizen, to be a good servant of Allah. So all of it must not be stopped just because he doesn't get a child. Adwa. Take 5. Bismillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Sorry about short leave. Okay, we still in the page 19, second paragraph. We finish it. So he said that come in insanin, many of human that predestined by Allah to not having children, but and he is really feeling sad or feeling not satisfied in his chest, in his feeling. Then this feeling that about not saying satisfied or not really liking it is actually natural, but the person should not continuously on that. That is to always being sad and always being feeling that he's been forbidden by Allah something good. That the feeling actually and the sadness or the feeling of being forbidden by Allah will cut off, will stop all his life projects. Means that whatever he wants to do, relationship with his parent, his neighbor, his friend, or relationship with Allah, to become a good servant of Allah, a pious person among the believers. That is should not be stopped just because you don't get something from that. وَيَتَمَنْ حُرِمَ نِعْمَةَ الْوَلَدِ يَتَأَمَّلُ هَذِهِ الْآيَةَ. And it is actually something that we hope that whoever been stopped from getting child, the goodness of getting child, it is good for them to look into this ayah. لَيْسَ لِيَذْهَبَ حُزْنَهُ فَقَدْ. It's not because just for him to get rid of his sadness. بَلْ يَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبَهُ. But also to make sure that his heart become calm, and also his chest become wide. Then syariha sadrahu. Walaitahu yanzuru ila ma hadha al-qadari biminzari ni'mati wa rahmati. And we hope that he will look into this predestined, not getting child, with the scope of ni'mah and also rahmah. He must see that Allah Ta'ala is not giving him children also is a ni'mah, and not giving him also because of rahmat from Allah, the mercy of Allah. Wa anna Allah Ta'ala qad yakunu sarafa hadhihi ni'mata rahmatan bihi. And maybe Allah Ta'ala diverting this blessing, this ni'mah from him is just because of mercy with him. Allah Ta'ala mercy upon him, Allah Ta'ala divert. Wa ma yadrihi. And how could you know? How could he know? La'allahu idha rizqa bi waladin. And maybe if he being bestowed with the child, ayakuna hadal waladu sababan fi shaqa'i walidayhi. Maybe the child will be a badness or become unfortunate for the two parents, and also for the miserable life for them. Wa tanghisi anshihima, and also become the thing that will take down their life. Wa tashwihi tasum'atahuma, and also the badness from the child upon their own name. This can happen. We don't say that all children, but while you are looking into that, look into that Allah Ta'ala sometimes may divert you this blessing because He knows something that will not good happen to you. Surah Al-Kahfi, verse number 80-81, when Ghibir said to Musa, wa ammal ghulamu, and the boy that I killed, fa abawahu mu'minain, two of his parents is actually believers. فَخَشِينَا أَن يُهْلِكَهُمَا طُغْيَانًا وَكُفْرًا. And we are afraid that he will pull the two parents طُغْيَانًا by oppression, and also kufra, to become disbelievers, or to become somebody who doesn't become grateful to what Allah Ta'ala give. Because kufur ni'mah. فَأَرَدْنَا أَيُبْلَهُمَا خَيْرًا رَبُّهُمَا خَيْرًا مِنْهُ زَكَاةً. So we want that their God, the two parents God, to exchange him with a better than him, zakatan wa rahmah wa aqraba rahmah, from the side of pureness, and also nearer to mercy upon them, mercy towards them. Okay, that's actually three stories. The first story from the Quran, Muqaddimat Badrin, and from the beginning, from the openings of the war of Badr. The war of Badr. Then that is the related to this our story from the start, our rules from the start. There is the verse 216 also from Baqarah, which talk about the feeling of the believers, the Muslimin and the believers, when they are being told to go to war. They don't like it. So this is what happened in the opening of the war of Badr. Yurabbi al-Qur'anu fi atba'ihi hadha al-ma'na. The Quran is actually educating towards his follower this meaning. Fayaqulu, and Allah Ta'ala said in Surah Al-Anfal, verse number 5 and 6. Allah Ta'ala said, Kama akhrajaka rabbuka min baitika bil haqq, is actually the same as when Allah make you go out from your house by the truth, not by waste, but by truth. Allah Ta'ala make you go out from your house bil haqq. Wa inna fariqam minal mu'minina lakarihun. But at the same time, a group of the believers, they don't like to go to war. Yujadilunaka fil haqqi, they debating you for Muhammad in the truth. Ba'dama tabayyana, after it has already been revealed. It has been revealed. So they try to argue. They debate you. Ka'annama yusakuna lil mauti, as if they are actually being taken to the death. Wahum yanzurun, they are actually seeing it. So they start to debate. Even though this command from Allah, they don't like it. So Allah Ta'ala told you to do something, just do it. Even though you don't like it. Because in obeying the command of Allah, obeying the Prophet ﷺ, Allah Ta'ala will give you a better or good ending, good result. Fakam katab Allah. Look at that beginning when they don't like it. But see, how many of goodness that Allah Ta'ala given or predestined or make it fixed for the mu'minin, for the believers, min al-khairi, from among goodness, wal izzati, prideness, being looked up by others, wal haibati, and the greatness, lil muslimin, towards the Muslim. How many that Allah Ta'ala have give goodness among that? Ba'da hadil ghazwati, after the war, after the Badr war, how many that they get goodness, respect in the Arab world because of that war. Allati karihas ashabun nabi fiha khiyarul qital, that the companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam doesn't like in it fiha khiyarul qital. They don't like the choice of going to war, because in the Badr story, or the Badr happening, they went out. The Prophet and his companion went out to stop, originally to stop the caravan of traders who took the belonging of the believers that left in Mecca to sell them, to sell it to Sham. So if you can see that Makkah is here, Medina is here, Sham is here. So they are passing through that caravan. At the same time, the Mecca people, these believers, also they take a second group. The second group, the first is caravan. The second group is the army, a group of 1,000 army to meet with the believers. So the believers doesn't know which group they are actually will face. And Allah Ta'ala choose for them to face the musyrikin, the army, not the caravan of traders. So that's the thing. They actually doesn't like it at first, but see what Allah Ta'ala have given them by that war. The goodness that they get from that war is actually so abundant. Number 5, this is from the Sunnah, from the saying of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Wa fi sunnati nabawiyyati amsatun kathiratun. In the Sunnah of the Prophet, also there are many of examples for our rule today. You don't like something, but Allah Ta'ala make it good for you. You like something, but Allah Ta'ala make it bad for you. Something that you will know. It's actually, among it, Lamma mata zawju Ummi Salamata. When the husband of Ummi Salamah died. Abu Salamah. Taqul Ummu Salamata, Ummu Salamah said, Sami'tu Rasulullah sallam yaqul. That the Prophet ﷺ said, she heard it from her husband. Her husband came back one day and she asked her husband, what did the Prophet teach you today, taught you today? So the husband, Abu Salamah, said to her that the Prophet said, that this is a Yaqulu, the Prophet said, Ma min muslimin tusibuhu musibatun. None of the Muslim who being tested with a calamity, with musibah, calamity, disaster. Fayaqulu ma amarallahu, and he said, what Allah Ta'ala told them to say is actually in the Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 156. Allah Ta'ala said, Idha asatuhum musibatun qalu, when being tested by trial by Allah, or calamity by Allah, then they will say, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We are actually belong to Allah, and we towards Allah will return. We will return to Allah. We belong to Allah, we will return to Allah. And continuously by saying, Allah ma'jurni fi musibati. Oh Allah, give me reward for my calamity. Means that because every trial, every test by Allah to you is actually something that will make your sin to go away, and also you get reward from Allah. So because of that, so the Prophet ﷺ told them to first say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. We belong to Allah, and towards Allah, to Allah we will return. And secondly, we have to say, Allah ma'jurni fi musibati. Oh Allah, give me reward for my calamity, for my disaster. It means that for my trial. Wa akhluf li khairan minha, and substitute for me better than it. Illa akhlafallahu lahu khairan minha. Doesn't ever a Muslim do this except Allah will give him substitute for him a better than that, ever Allah Ta'ala have taken away from him. So Ummu Salamah qalat, falamma Abu Salamata, when Abu Salamah died, then she said the things that she learned from her husband. But after that she said, Qultu ayyu muslimina khairu min Abi Salamata. Which of the Muslim is better than Abu Salamah? Awal baitin hajara ila Rasulillah. It is the first house that migrate to Rasulullah SAW. The first house to migrate to Rasulullah is the house of Abu Salamah. Thumma inni qultuha, and after that I say it. She think about that. How can I say that Allah Ta'ala may substitute for me, replace for me that better than Abu Salamah. Fa'akhlafallahu li Rasulullah SAW. But after that, after I say it, then Allah Ta'ala substitute for me or replace me with Rasulullah SAW, with the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So it is actually something that really happened for her. She said that, and Allah Ta'ala give to her a substitute better than her husband, that is with the Prophet SAW. فَتَأَمَّلْ هَذَا الشُّرُوعِ الَّذِي إِنْتَابَ أُمِّ سَلَمَةَ إِنْتَابَ أُمَّ سَلَمَةَ. Look into this feeling that came to Salamah. وَهُوَ شُعُورُ يَنْتَابُ بَعْضُ النِّسَاءِ اللَّاتِي يُبْتَلِينَ بِفَقْدِ أَقْوَى مَنْ تَرْبِطُهُنَّ بِهِ عَلَاقَةٌ فِي هَذِهِ الْحَيَاةِ وَلِسَانُ حَالُهُنَّ. So he said that the feeling that came to some of the women that being tested with loss of the most the strongest who tie them with him, actually being tied with them with the relationship of marriage in this world, and also in his life, by saying man khairum min abi fulan, who is better than her husband. Most of women can see other person as good, but never ever should they think that other person is better than her husband. So if the loss of the husband happened, so normally she will say that who is better than my husband, that will come. فَلَمَّا فَعَلَتْ أُمُّ سَلَمَةَ مَا أَمَرَهَا الشَّرْعُ بِهِ مِنَ الصَّبْرِ وَاسْتِرْجَاعِ وَقَوْلِ الْمَأْثُورِ. And when Salamah did what being told to her by the Shara, that is to be patient and to say the istirja, inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, and the narrated saying from the Prophet, Allahumma ajurni fi musibati wa khulf li khairan minha. She did that three things. Aqabahallahu khairan ma lam takun tahlumu bihi. Allah Ta'ala replace her with something better that she actually never ever dream about it. She never dream about it, but Allah Ta'ala give her. Wa hakadha al-mu'minatu, as this, like this, must all the believers. Yajibu 'alayha alla tankhasira tahtasira sa'adatuha. As this, all the believers, the women of believers, is actually obligated upon them to not secluded, to not make her happiness, aw tahsaruha, or to circle it, or stop it, fi babin wahidin, from one door only, min abwabil hayah, from among the door of life. Naam, al-huzn al-aridu hadha shay. Yes, that the sadness will come. This is one thing. Lam yaslam minhu walal anbiya wal mursalun, will not ever save from the feeling of sadness, even the prophet and the messengers. Innamal ladhi la yanbaghi, but the things that should not be done, waqtisarul hayah aw as-sa'adati fi mawqifin wahidin, that to seclude or to make a boundary of this life and the happiness fi mawqifin wahidin, upon one stop only. Aw rabataha bi rajulin aw imra'atin, or to tie the happiness or the life with only one man, or a woman, or a sheikh, even a teacher, because the best teacher for us, that is the Prophet SAW, been taken away from us. But the Prophet, the companion, they don't actually stop from living. They don't just staying at the grave and crying there. He said here, number 6, وَفِي الْوَاقِعِ, from among reality that happened, there are qasasun kathiratun jidda. There are many stories, so many stories. Adhkuru minha, I, the author, will mention one of it. Anna rajulan qadima ila al-matari, that a person, man, came to the airport. Wa kana mujhadan ba'da shay, and he actually tired from something. Fa akhadathu nawmatun, then he slept. He go to the airport, but he slept. Tarattaba alaiha an aqla'at at-ta'ira, and happened that when he was sleeping, then the aeroplane took off. Means that he actually doesn't wake up, and the plane took off. Fiha rukabun kathirun yazidu ala 300 raqibin. In the flight is actually many passengers, almost more than 300 passengers. Falamma afaqa, and the man woke up. Fa idha bi ta'irati qad aqla'at qabla qalil, and suddenly that the aeroplane already took off just now. Wa fatathu ar-rihlatu, and his journey passed by him. He cannot go into the journey. Fadaqa sadruhu, so his heart become narrow, become stuffed. Wa nadima nadaman shadida, and he actually at that time feeling sad, feeling regretful, so regret. Walam tamdi daqa'iqa ala hadhihi al-hali allati huwa 'alayha, and not passing few minutes after he is actually feeling like that, hatta u'linat fi an suquti ta'irati, and suddenly being announced that the flight of the plane has crashed down, the crash of the plane. Wahtaraqa man fiha bil kamili, and all inside it have been burned down to ashes. Wasu'alu alam yakun fawatu rihlati khairan li hadha rajuli. The question is, does not the pass of that flight is actually better for the guy? Walakin ayna al-mu'tabiruna wal mutta'izun, but where will be those who will take a lesson and will take note from that. Wal khulasatu ala al-mar'i an yas'a ila al-khairi juhdahu wa laysa alayhi an tatimma al-maqasid. There is upon the person to go to struggle towards the goodness as he can, but not upon the person that whatever he wants to be completed. You struggle, yes, but what happened, what the result of your struggle, you left it to Allah. Wa yatawakkal ala Allah, and he have to tawakkal, means that left out everything or the result towards Allah. Wa yabdulu ma yastati'u min al-asbabi mashru'ati, and he must do whatever he can from the reason, from the cause of the good cause, or the cause that is actually being given by religion. فَإِذَا وَقَعَ شَيْءٌ عَلَى خِلَافِ مَا يُحِبُّ, and when thing happen opposite what he like, فَلْيَتَذَكَّرْ هَذِهِ الْقَاعِدَةِ الْقُرْآنِيَّةِ, he must remember this Quranic rule, great Quranic rule. وَعَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ, but we afraid you maybe you don't like something, but it is good for you. وَعَسَىٰ أَن تُحِبُّ شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌ لَكُمْ, and maybe you don't like something, but it's good. Maybe you like something, but it's bad for you. وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ, Allah Ta'ala all knowing, then you don't know. وَيَتَذَكَّرْ أَنَّ مِنْ لُطْفِ اللَّهِ بِعِبَادِهِ, and also the person, when this happen, anything happen in his life that he doesn't like, he must remember the softness of Allah towards his servant. No, the word softness is not really right. You can say delicateness of Allah towards hamba. Delicateness is two sides. Al-lut, lutfullah bi ibadihi. First thing first, about all their doings, what he do to them, what he do to them, he will do with gentleness, and also he's knowing about them. Also, he know from every angle or side of the servant. So two sides, his knowledge and his doing towards the servant. That is actually there's gentleness or delicateness. He must remember about the delicateness of Allah towards his servant. Annahu yuqadiru alaihim anwa'a masaibi. Allah Ta'ala predestined upon them, upon his servant, many things of calamity, many types of calamity. Wa durubul mihani, and also many of mihan, test. Wal ibtila, trial. Bil amri wan nahi, by command and by forbiddance. Ashaq is actually difficult. He do that to them, rahmatan bihim wa lutfa, is actually a mercy towards them and also delicateness towards them. Wasauqan ila kamalihim, and it's actually he taking them towards their perfectness. Wa kamal na'imihim, and also towards the his complete or perfectness in blessing. Because the completeness, like I said before, when you first have the trouble, means that happen for you to lose your money at one time, first time, you will be in sorrow, and you will feel sad. You feel that this is the end of the world. But after you get past that trial, then Allah Ta'ala will give you better after that. And if second time happen, you will be a person that is actually ready. You are ready to what happened. Ready to what happened. The thing happened, then you have the strength to not become just sad only, to become, because it happened to you. This type of say a complete the perfectness will be in your feeling, and people, you yourself will get the benefit. People will know you that you are actually a calm person. So the perfectness happened after the trial. And secondly, the perfectness of blessing, when Allah Ta'ala bestow upon the person reward in the hereafter for whatever he feel, or he stop himself from being angry or sad more than he's supposed to cry away, to tear his clothes, and everything is not happen like that. So Allah Ta'ala will give reward to them. وَمِنْ أَلْطَفِ اللَّهِ وَمِنْ أَلْطَافِ اللَّهِ الْعَظِيمَةِ, and from among the delicateness of Allah, the great delicateness of Allah, أَنَّهُ مَيْجَعَلِ الْحَيَاةِ النَّاسِ وَسَعَادَتِهِمْ مُرْتَبِطَةً تَامًا إِلَّا بِهِ سُبْحَانَهُ. That Allah Ta'ala never ever made the life of human and their happiness tied with tied completely, except with Him. He doesn't make people to have their happiness and their life being tied completely, except with Him. Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, most glory be to Him, and also His most high. وَبَيْكَةُ الْأَشْيَاءِ يُمْكِنُ تَعْوِيضُهَا, and everything else you can replace it. You lost something, your handphone, you can replace it. You lost your family members, like child. You can get another one. Your wife, your husband, everything can be replaced. Your house, your car, your motorcycle, everything can be replaced. أَوْ تَعْوِيضُ بَعْضُهَا, or you can replace some of it, part of it. That is the saying of our مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ إِذَا ضَيَّعْتَهُ عِوَدٌ. From among everything, when you lost it, there is a replacement. وَمَا مِنَ اللَّهِ إِنْ ضَيَّعْتُهُ عِوَدٌ. And there's no from Allah if you lost Him, and you don't, there's no replace at all. if you lost Allah, anything you can replace except Allah. You have to think about that. Because the replacement for everything is there. But Allah, if you lost Him, then you don't have any replacement. Alhamdulillah, we finish our topic today. Sorry, because when I'm coming to Al-Khadim just now, being poured with rain, heavy rain in the highway. So there's a little feeling that not really in my nose and everything. So, Alhamdulillah, there's no question. Inshallah, we will continue our topic with our third inshallah rule. That is actually the rule that's saying wala tansawul fadla bainakum, don't you forget the goodness between all of you, one after to another. That is another rule that inshallah we'll learn next week. So for today, wallahu a'lam, wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Subhanallah, anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.